Let's start with this. What is a civilization? A civilization is an organized form of human society characterized by permanent settlements, social structure, governance, economic systems, culture, and shared values. Civilizations emerge when people move from nomadic life to settled communities, allowing cities, laws, institutions, and collective identity to develop. Cities are not a result of civilization alone, they are one of its strongest expressions. Now that we understand what a civilization is, let's be back on our topic. What is a Greek polis? In ancient Greece, the city took a unique form known as the polis. A polis was a self-governing city-state, combining urban space, political authority, social life, and cultural identity. Unlike modern cities, the polis was not only a physical place but also a community of citizens. Belonging to a polis meant participating in its political, military, and social life. So, how were they founded? Ancient Greek cities emerged through two main processes: colonization, halikarnassos, and synoikismos, city unification. Some polis were founded through colonization. Halikarnassos, located in modern-day Turkey, was established by Greek settlers who migrated to new territories due to population pressure, trade opportunities, or political conflict. These colonies maintained cultural and political ties with their mother cities while functioning as independent polis. Another method was synoikismos, meaning living together. This process involved the unification of several villages or small settlements into a single political and urban entity. Athens is the most well-known example, formed by merging multiple communities under one political center. So, what are the spatial elements of the polis? The ancient Greek polis was not only a city, but a complete system of urban and rural spaces, each with a specific role. 1. The city walls. These marked the boundaries of the polis and protected its population, symbolizing independence and political identity. 2. The Acropolis. At the highest point stood the Acropolis, a fortified hill that served religious and defensive purposes and housed the most important temples. 3. The Agora. The main public space where trade, political discussions, and social interaction took place. The Agora was the heart of daily life. 4. The Theater. It was an open-air structure used for drama, music, and civic gatherings, reflecting the cultural life of the polis. 5. The Stadium. It hosted athletic competitions and public games, emphasizing the importance of physical training and festivals. 6. The Chora. Beyond the city lay the Chora, the agricultural land that sustained the polis. This rural territory provided food, resources, and economic stability. 7. Residential areas. Houses formed residential neighborhoods, usually simple in design and organized around courtyards, reflecting everyday life. 8. Temples. They were sacred buildings dedicated to the gods and served as religious landmarks rather than places of congregation. 8. The Tholos. Some polis also included a tholos, a circular building often used for ceremonial or symbolic functions. 9. The Port. For coastal cities, the port was vital for trade, communication, and naval power, linking the polis to the wider Mediterranean world. Other important structures existed as well. Among them we can mention the Stoa. This was a covered walkways used for commerce, social interaction, and shelter. Then comes the Bouleuterion. This was the meeting house for the city council. We also have the Nymphaeum, which was a monumental public fountain connected to water supply. And then the Necropolis, which were the burial areas located outside the city walls. Not all Greek polis were the same. Each one reflected different social values, political systems, and urban priorities. Athens was centered on democracy, public debate, and cultural life. Its spaces encouraged participation, discussion, and artistic expression. Sparta, in contrast, was shaped by military discipline and strict social control. The city prioritized order, training, and collective obedience over public spectacle. Miletus became famous for its rational planning approach. Its organized street layout and functional zoning made it a model for future cities. Corinth stood out as a major commercial and maritime hub, using its strategic location to dominate trade routes and regional exchange. Together, these examples show how each polis developed a unique urban form based on its political goals and social values. Greece has provided some well-known urban thinkers. One of them is Hippodamus of Miletus. He is often regarded as the first urban planner in history. He introduced the grid plan, organizing cities into orderly streets and dividing space into residential, public, and sacred zones. His ideas brought structure and clarity to urban life and influenced not only Greek cities like Miletus, but also later Roman planning traditions. Now let's talk about the ideas that guided the development of ancient Greek urbanization. Ancient Greek cities reflected both democratic and aristocratic values. In some polis, power belonged to the collective body of citizens, shaping open public spaces and shared institutions. In others, authority was concentrated among elite groups, leading to more controlled and hierarchical urban layouts. In this way, the form of the city closely mirrored its political structure. Among ancient thinkers, Aristotle offered one of the most influential ideas about the ideal city. He focused not only on physical form, but on how cities shape human life and behavior. Aristotle believed that cities should remain human-scaled and limited in size. For him, a good city allowed citizens to know one another, participate in governance, and actively engage in public life. According to Aristotle, the purpose of the city was not merely survival, but the pursuit of a good and virtuous life. To conclude, the ancient Greek polis was far more than a simple settlement. It functioned as a complete political, social, and spatial system, shaping early ideas of citizenship, governance, and collective life. Through democratic participation, public spaces, and planned urban form, the legacy of the Greek polis continues to influence how we design, experience, and understand cities today.